Have you ever felt like you've given your all in a relationship, done everything possible to make someone else happy, and still felt deprived of love? It was never enough. Have you ever wondered why some people are loved easily and effortlessly, while others have to fight for even the smallest sign of affection? If you've experienced this disappointment, know that there is a precise reason why your relationships always follow the same script. Today, you will discover a truth that will forever free you from suffering in love, because the problem is not external. The problem lies in how you perceive yourself, and until you understand this, you will continue to seek love in the wrong places. It was once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This phrase explains one of the deepest mechanisms influencing our lives, especially in relationships. If you constantly feel deprived of attention and find yourself in relationships where you have to fight for love and affection, it is not a coincidence. The suffering you experience is not a result of failure or meeting the wrong people. Every person who enters your life is a mirror. They reflect the parts of you that are not yet healed and the unconscious beliefs you carry within. This means that how others treat you is not random. It is a reflection of how you perceive yourself on a deeper level. If you subconsciously believe you are unworthy of love, you will unknowingly choose people who make you feel that way. If you fear abandonment, you will attract emotionally unavailable partners who never give you a sense of security. If you desperately seek validation of your worth, you will end up in relationships with people who intentionally withhold it, making you constantly chase love that seems unattainable. None of this happens by chance. Your subconscious repeatedly confronts you with what you need to see to heal. The question is not, why does this person treat me this way? But what does this person show me about myself? Until you change your attitude towards yourself, you will continue to attract people and situations that reflect your inner wounds. Where does your need for love come from? Love should not be something you have to earn, but many of us grew up with that belief. In childhood, how we were treated shaped our perception of love and self-worth. If you received love only under certain conditions, I love you only if you behave well. I love you only if you get good grades. I love you only if you follow my instructions without question. Then without realizing it, you internalize the belief that love must be earned. This mindset is so deeply rooted in the subconscious that as adults, we continue to prove our worth in relationships. We unconsciously put ourselves in situations where we have to earn love, be perfect, always available, caring, and endlessly patient. But here's the problem. Real love cannot be obtained through effort. If you believe you must do something to be loved, you will attract situations that confirm this idea. People will come into your life who make you feel like you are never enough. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, the part of ourselves that we do not want to see and try to hide. The shadow consists of all the emotions, insecurities, and fears that we suppress because they make us feel vulnerable or not good enough. But every time you reject your shadow, conflict arises, and this conflict inevitably manifests in your relationships. Until you accept your shadow, the love you receive from others will be limited by the same boundaries you set for self-love. If you hide your sensitivity, you will attract people who cannot handle your emotionality, making you suppress it even more. If you fear rejection, you will unconsciously choose partners who do not give you security because, deep down, you do not accept yourself. If you fear abandonment, you will attract people who repeatedly confirm this fear, leaving you in a state of emotional instability. The only way to change your relationship with love is to start accepting yourself completely, even the parts you have tried to hide. When you stop rejecting yourself, you stop attracting people who reflect that rejection. The more authentic you become, the more you attract people who love you for who you are, not for the masks you wear. True freedom comes when you allow yourself to be whole, without fear of judgment. How to radically change your relationship with love. If your past relationships left you feeling undervalued or unloved, recognize your repeating patterns. Think about whether the same scenario repeats in your relationships. Do you often feel unnoticed or underappreciated? If you notice common patterns, the problem is not with the people you meet, but with the deep-seated beliefs you carry within. Stop seeking external validation of your worth. The love you receive from others is proportional to the love you give yourself. If you want to be loved unconditionally, start with yourself. Recognition and approval from others are merely reflections of your own attitude towards yourself. When you value yourself, respect your boundaries, and accept yourself with all your strengths and weaknesses, the world begins to respond with the same acceptance. True confidence comes from within, not from the number of likes, praise, or recognition from others. Embrace your shadow. Stop suppressing your emotions. Accept all parts of yourself, both light and dark. Your shadow is more than just flaws or weaknesses. It is also hidden resources, strength, and potential that you have not yet realized. When you acknowledge your fears, vulnerabilities, anger, and desires, they stop controlling you from within. Break your attachment to past pain. Your past disappointments, betrayals, or traumas should not define your ability to love and be loved. Often, we unconsciously hold on to old pain, fearing to experience it again. But as long as you cling to the past, you cannot create a new reality. Let go of the pain, forgiving not only others, but also yourself. Understand that your past is not a sentence, but a lesson. The more you free your heart from pain, the more space there is for love. Take full responsibility for your love. Love is not something that others give or withhold from you. It is your inner source, and only you decide how to experience it. Stop waiting for someone to fill your void or make you happy. Stop blaming circumstances or partners for your failures. Love begins with you, with how you care for yourself, respect your boundaries, and create space for joy. By taking full responsibility for your love, you no longer depend on others, but simply share what is already within you. Learn to love without fear. Fear is one of love's greatest enemies. Fear of rejection, fear of attachment, fear of losing yourself in a relationship. When you let fear control you, it shapes your reality. You either avoid intimacy or enter relationships with anxiety and doubt. To radically change your relationship with love, replace fear with trust. Trust yourself, your choices in life. Love is always a risk, but it is also the most valuable experience that makes us feel alive. When you stop fearing loss, love becomes free, light, and genuine. Stop needing, start radiating love. Love is not about taking, but about giving. If you enter a relationship feeling lacking, trying to fill an inner void through another person, it creates dependency, not love. Instead of waiting for love, start radiating it. Fill yourself with joy, care, and attention. Share love with those around you without expecting anything in return. When you radiate love, it inevitably returns to you in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. Free yourself from expectations and control. Expectations are hidden demands on love that inevitably lead to disappointment. When you expect your partner to behave a certain way, love you as you wish, or meet your expectations, you limit the natural flow of love. True love is free from control. Allow people to be who they are and relationships to develop naturally. The less you cling to expectations, the more joy and ease you will find in your life. Make love a way of life. Love is not just about your relationship with a partner. It is a state of the soul that can be expressed in everything. How you care for yourself, relate to others, and enjoy life's moments. Love is a daily choice. When you start seeing beauty in the little things, being grateful for what you have, and giving warmth to others without reason, love ceases to be something external and becomes a part of you. Allow love to be natural. Love is a natural state that emerges when you stop resisting. Stop analyzing how to love correctly, how to avoid mistakes, or how to guarantee a relationship's longevity. Love does not need control, rules, or guarantees. When you let love flow freely, without fear, impose standards, or attempts to meet others' expectations, it becomes sincere and real. Instead of seeking love or trying to hold on to it, simply let it be. The final truth, love is not outside. It is within you. Love is not something you need to search for or something that depends on others. It is what you become. It does not come from the outside and does not need validation. It is already within you, deep inside, waiting to be recognized. Once you start loving yourself unconditionally, you stop suffering in relationships, stop fearing loss, and no longer need someone to feel whole. You are already whole. The love you radiate is the love you have been seeking all your life. It has always been within you. When you realize this, the world around you changes. Relationships become harmonious. Loneliness disappears and the inner void fills with warmth and light. Thank you for watching.